You're taking a look at two very happy sheep. They're on their freedom ride, just rescued from an auction where they would have been sold and most likely slaughtered. Today, they're living out their lives happily ever after, right here at the Riley Farm Rescue, a safe haven for farm animals.
So we rescue farm animals mainly. Sometimes we have small animals as well, guinea pigs, chinchillas. We take them in from abuse or hoarding situations, neglect or slaughter cases. We do work with the state on severe abuse cases as well, and take in animals that might need more complex medical care.
How big is this place?
26 acres. We have 186 animals.
And all different kinds of animals?
Yes.
From
sheep, goats, turkeys.
Excuse me.
Oliver here.
Pardon me. That's not food. That is not food. No, that's not food.
We have pigs to peacocks.
That's Marla Riley, the founder of this sanctuary. Her love of animals started at an early age.
When I was young, I always had pets. My parents always gave me pets for Christmas presents. That's always what I asked for. My first job was in a pet store, and I would take home all of the animals that had issues and couldn't be sold as pets. So I had hamsters with missing ears and blind gerbils. I was known to be the one to take everybody home that wasn't going to be able to find a home.
Marla started this farm in her backyard.
How long have you been here on this piece of property?
It's a year and a half.
Oh, so this is all fairly new.
Yeah.
Where was it before?
In my backyard. Not nearly as many animals, but so I think 75 animals, and now we're at 186.
75 were in your backyard?
Yeah.
How big is your backyard?
We used like 2 acres of our property, but not enough.
Each of the animals has a different story.
Eugene is a goat, a pygmy goat. He was rescued from a hoarding case. So there were 70-something goats. The owner kind of got out of control. Nobody was neutered. So when we got him, was extremely skinny, underweight, because the owner couldn't afford to feed anybody. We are heading into our big pig barn.
The big pig barn. There's some big pigs in here.
A few of these farm pigs, they were on their way to slaughter in Iowa when fate intervened. The truck overturned and 40 pigs lived to see another day. They were all sent to animal sanctuaries throughout the country. Marla took in 3. 4 more of the pigs came from a hoarding case in Ohio. And then there's Petunia.
So Petunia is actually a really neat story. I live about 5 miles from the farm, so I take the same path, obviously, multiple times a day, back and forth. And for the first 8 months of when we moved here, moved the animals here, Petunia, I would drive by her. She was literally on my drive, and she was in this little pen at a house on the side of the road.
Marla convinced the owner to let her come here to be with her pig friends and live out her life in this wide open space.
Petunia here is our biggest girl right now.
And now for something a little smaller. Let's check in with the sheep.
Where are some of these sheep from?
Yeah, so we can talk about Zoe. Zoe here, she had been living in a basement and had never seen the outside. So we got wind of her, and we were able to bring her home, and we found out she was pregnant. So she had her little lamb, Sydney, who's right there, just in May. And this is Hope.
Marla, somebody had that in their basement?
Yes.
Inside?
They were breeding sheep in their basement in Massachusetts, right in Mass.
How do you find out about these animals? Do they come to you, or you go to them?
Yeah, so we're asked every day, if you can imagine, to take in someone. Obviously, we can't take everybody in. We try to reserve our space for the most needed and the most in danger animals. And we have a very tight network of other founders of sanctuaries that talk about cases in their states, and then we all work together as a team across the United States to place these animals. We go a couple times a year to the auction and pull some that are going to go for slaughter.
They're going to go for slaughter?
Yeah, so we reserve space every year for some slaughter bound.
This isn't Marla's only job. She's a nurse at Bacchus Hospital.
That's incredible. So how do you manage to do all this?
I have a wonderful volunteer team. I'm very, very lucky. I have an awesome barn manager, Sherry, who helps when I'm not here, when I'm working at my shift at the hospital. And I'm just very, very fortunate to have a lot of people in the Riley Farm community.
Speaking of volunteers, the farm could always use more, and more money too.
What do you need here at the farm?
We're always in need of donations, of course. We survive 100% on donations. And volunteers. We always need steady volunteers. We take anybody in that's 18 years of older. And we have all kinds of jobs. You don't need to be, it's not always physically demanding. So we just need help with everything, with definitely the donations, which can be made on our website, and volunteers especially.
This is like heaven on earth for an animal.
Yes, I hope so.
No, it really is. This is like, I know there's a lot of animals looking down on us, but the ones that are here, they're here for good.
Yes, this is their forever home. We don't do any adopting out. So they stay here and we do the best that we can for them.